Hi, and welcome to my guide of the quest Royal Trouble. The quest requirement is Throne of Miscellanea, and the stats requirements are 40 Slayer and 40 Agility. Also, you must be able to defeat a Combat 150 monster. Items needed is 5 coal, or a pickaxe to mine it yourself during the quest, some foods, armor and weapon to kill the Combat 150, which uses melee if you're standing close, and ranged if you're standing from afar. You will also need a couple of super anti-poison doses for the boss battle. Now there's actually no need to bring your armor and weapon for like the first 5 minutes of this quest, so to reduce some weight I'm just going to note them all, and I'm also going to bring like 2 stamina potions and some weight reducing armor. Where to start this quest is at the same quest start of Throne of Miscellanea, but except by talking to the king, we will need to talk to the advisor. Talk to Advisor Grimm. Select the second option. Has anything happened in the kingdom recently? Select the first option. Very well, I will sort it out. Alright, now we will need to talk to either Princess Astrid or Prince Brand, whichever the NPC has decided to marry you in the Throne of Miscellanea quest. So for me, I was a male character during that quest, so I will have to talk to Princess Astrid. And after talking to him or her, you will trigger a cutscene. Alright, when the cutscene is over, we are back in the throne room. Here, we will need to talk to King Vargas. Let's select the first option right away, Your Majesty. And let's now exit the castle. We will now need to talk to some civilians, actually one to be exact. It doesn't matter which one, but I'm going to talk to the nearest one, which is Gardener Gunhild. This NPC is located just outside of the castle walls, next to the herb sign on your minimap. I'm going to talk to her. And she will say that the Etcetrians has stolen some goods. Next, we will need to run to Etcetria to talk to Queen Sigrid. Alright, here in Queen Sigrid's bedroom, let's talk to her. Select the first option, of course, it is my duty. And let's now also exit this castle, and we will now need to talk to one of the Etcetrians. The nearest Etcetrian should be near the Teaks. The Teaks are just north of the castle. Here we should find a couple of NPCs. The nearest one is Moldov. Let's talk to him. Alright, after we have spoken to Gondolf, let's return to the Queen. First option, me. Alright, let's go back outside. I will now need to go to the bank of Etcetria so we can prepare for the boss battle. This bank is just located east of the Teaks, so just follow the path north again and just east of the rare tree sign, there you should find the bank sign. Go to the bank and we will now need to grab our armor and weapon and at least a couple of doses of antipoison. And also we will need to unload our 5 coal. So first I'm going to take 5 coal. Going to unload my armory. Going to unload my food. Aside from that, I must bring some antipoison doses. I'm going to equip my armor. Going to deposit my weight reducing armor. And now I must also have at least 9 empty inventory slots in my inventory. I have that right now, and from this point onward I will just need to go to return to King Vargas. Alright, once we have returned, let's talk to the king. Skip through the dialogue and he will redirect you to the advisor. Let's talk to Grim. Select the first option, that the king has asked me to talk to you. Alright, and now the advisor will tell you to go to the docks. So let's exit the castle. And now we will need to go east of the maple trees to the fishing docks. So simply exit the castle, just keep going east, go through the maple tree forest, just keep going east, and there you should find a transportation sign and fishing sign, just a little bit southeast of the maple trees. Go onto the docks and we will need to go to the transportation sign. Just walk onto the boat. Okay, he's not on the southern dock right now, but apparently he's on the northern dock for me. Here we should find a sailor in blue. Let's talk to him. Select the second option. I am looking for a sailor. Just skip through the dialogue and he will mention the kids from Releka. Next, we will need to return to King Vargas, so he will give us access to the dungeon underneath Miscellanea. Alright, return to the throne room, let's talk to the king. So skip through the dialogue and he should give you a letter or a scroll. Once you have this, let's exit the castle once again. And once you've exited the castle, we will need to go immediately south to the dungeon sign. Once you are here in the dungeon sign, let's talk to the guard next to the ladder. And he will take the scroll. Let's climb down the ladder. And we will now be in an underground village. Let's go east. East of the village, there should find an inn sign. Let's enter this inn. And inside we should find Donal. Let's talk to Donal. Select the first option. Of course, dealing with monsters is the best that I can do. And he will give you a mining prop. Let's exit the inn, and now we will need to follow the path north and exit the village north. We will now need to follow this path north to the wall, and there you should find 2 NPCs. And next to the miners we should find a crevice where we can squeeze through. But first we will need to use a mining prop on it. Once you've wedged it in, let's squeeze through the crevice, and you will now be in this small room. Next to you, you should find 2 crates. Let's take 3 beams. Then take 3 pulley beams from the crate next to it. Then also take an engine. Alright, and now let's go to the northern crate. Take the lift manual from that crate, as well as click on the crate itself to take 2 ropes. Let's read the lift manual, then close it. First, let's fill the engine with 5 coal. If you do not have your coal and you've brought your pickaxe, here are 4 coal rocks. Just start mining them and adding them to the engine. Alright, here on the eastern wall we should find a broken scaffold. Let's use a pulley beam on the broken scaffold. Next, let's use a regular beam on another pulley beam to extend it. Then extend it once again by using another regular beam, and you will get a longer pulley beam. Let's use this on the scaffold. Then also use the last pulley beam on the scaffold again. And it looks stable right now. Then use a rope on it. Next, go a little bit north and use your last beam on the platform. Then just 1 square south of the platform we should find an engine platform. Let's use our engine on it. And now be sure that you have still 1 extra rope in your inventory and use the platform lift. Once you are on the 2nd floor, let's take the plank, go a little bit south and enter the tunnel in the eastern wall. Alright, now let's just go through the tunnel, and now we will need to try to find some fire remains. Apparently in the first part there are none. And now we will need to cross this river. Just turn your camera a little bit north and let's use our rope on the rock above us so we can swing across. Next, let's continue the dungeon and look for some fire remains. Search them and you'll find a burnt diary. Let's read it. And let's now continue through this dungeon. Now we'll find some rocks. Let's use our plank on the rocks. And just do this until you've crossed this river as well. Alright, now we'll need to find another fire remains. Let's search this one and we'll add them to the diary. Let's continue through this dungeon, look for some more fire remains. Alright, there's one in the northeastern corner. Let's search it to add the pages to the fire remains. But don't go too quickly south, because here are some steam vents. Do not walk across them, because then you will take damage if you do. Also, stay away from the walls, since there are falling rocks that will also hurt you. So simply cross this vent field by not crossing them, and let's look for some more fire remains. Add the diary pages to the diary, and let's look for some more fire remains. Alright, here's another one. Let's add that page. And I think that is the last one. Let's read the burnt diary. And if you skip through it, and you've got all the 5 pages, let's now squeeze through the crevice. If you're not unable to go through this crevice, this means that you have not added all the pages in the diary. You will need to look for all the fire remains once again to find the missing page. Once you've went through this crevice, you will see this cutscene. Alright, once the conversation with the teenagers is over after the cutscene, let's follow the path and now just ignore all these snake hatchlings of level 62 and level 90 because they are unaggressive. Just follow the path until we reach another crevice. Once we reach this crevice, it is time for the boss battle and pretty much complete this quest. Okay, I have reached the crevice. I'm going to drink a super anti-poison potion, and I'm also going to use protect from missiles, and then I'm going to go through the crevice. This will spawn the level 149 monster. I'm going to attack it with melee, and then I'm going to change my prayers to melee. And now I can simply kill this creature. If you have not brought a prayer potion and you think you will not be able to kill it with your current prayer points, you could simply just flicker it. It isn't really a hard boss, it only has 100 hit points. Alright, once the boss is dead, let's pick up the random monster drop, the big bones, and surely the heavy box. This is the stolen goods of both of the kingdoms. Let's now return through the crevice. And now a guard will talk to you and we'll see a light with a rope. Let's climb up this rope to go through the hole where the light comes from, and we'll now be on Etcetera. Let's go north and enter the castle of Etcetera so we can talk to the queen. Alright, let's talk to Queen Sigrid. You will give her the heavy box in trade for like 20,000 GP. Alright, now you have an empty box and a ladder. Let's now go to the bank of Etcetera so we can deposit our heavy armor. And then we just need to return to King Vargas to complete our quest. Here at the bank, I'm just deposited all my armor. I'm going to take my weight reducing armor and my teleportation method out of here. And besides from that, I might as well just bank all my foods, and I'm going to go to King Vargas. Alright, return to the throne room. Let's talk to King Vargas. Skip through this little conversation. And congratulations, you have completed Royal Trouble quest. You are awarded with 1 quest point, 20,000 GP from Queen Astrid, and a 5,000 agility, slayer and hit points experience. Also increased resources from Miscellanea. Now when you go talk to Advisor Grimm, let's ask for how the kingdom is faring. You will now see that you have 5 extra workers which are currently on idle, and you will now have 2 extra resources which your workers can gather on Etcetera. This is collecting farming seeds, if you put workers on farming, and some hardwood, mahogany, teak or both on the north side of the island. I'm going to place my remaining workers on hardwood and I'm going to collect, I don't know, mahogany is fine. Let's close it. And this is the quest completed. I'm going to drop the empty box, the lift manual and the burnt diary. This was my guide how to complete Royal Trouble quest. Hopefully it helped. Subscribe, rate and comment. Okay, thanks, bye.